We're going to explain how to refresh a pivot table in Excel. There are several ways to do this, depending on your needs and how your data is set up. 1. The simplest method is to right-click anywhere within the pivot table itself. A context menu will appear, select Refresh. Excel will immediately update the pivot table with any changes made to the source data since the last refresh. This is the quickest way to get an updated view if you know your source data has changed. 2. Alternatively, you can refresh the entire workbook. This is useful if you have multiple pivot tables linked to the same or different data sources and want to ensure everything is up to date simultaneously. To do this, go to the Data tab on the ribbon. You'll find a Refresh All button in the Connections group. Clicking this button will refresh all external data connections, including the data used by your pivot tables. This is especially helpful when dealing with large datasets or multiple data sources that might need refreshing simultaneously and ensures data consistency across all sheets in your workbook. 3. Another option is to automate the refresh process. This is great for regularly updating pivot tables without manual intervention. Go to the Data tab and click on Connections. Select the data connection your pivot table uses. Often, this connection is named after the table or file you sourced your data from. Then look for a Properties button. Within the Properties dialog box, you'll find a Refresh Control section. This is where you can set up automatic refresh, choosing how often the pivot table updates, e.g., every 5 minutes, hourly, or daily. Setting up automatic refresh saves time and ensures your pivot table always displays the most recent data. Remember, if your source data is not regularly updated, then the refreshed pivot table will show the same values as before. This automatic refresh is handy when you are dealing with real-time or frequently updated data sets and you want to keep track of changes without needing to actively refresh manually. It's a convenient way to keep everything current. 4. Finally, let's talk about troubleshooting. If you're facing issues refreshing, it could be due to several things. Check your data source. Ensure the file is open and accessible. Then verify your connection to the data source is correct and working. If you're using external data sources like databases or online files, ensure you have the necessary permissions and that the source data itself is up to date. A network issue or corrupted file can also cause problems. Check your network and the integrity of your data source file to see if those are the reasons for the refreshing error. Following these steps ensures your pivot tables always display the latest information, saving you time and ensuring accurate analysis.